Welcome, and thank you for joining me on the mat today. Today's class is going to be a Vinyasa flow that focuses on stretching our hips, getting us ready for splits, as well as just maintaining that flexibility so we can easily walk up hills, um, climb ladders, things like that. So we will start from standing, and we're going to start off with a few deep breaths to help us get centered. So press the feet into the earth. Grow tall through the spine, and you may notice your belly button tucks in a little bit as you get a little taller. Take a deep inhale, reach the arms up overhead. And as you exhale, let the hands come down through heart center, all the way back towards the earth. Inhale, lift. Exhale through heart center. And we'll take one more. Exhale through heart center. Lovely. Because we are going to be doing several vinyasa flows, we also want to give our shoulders a little bit of a warm up, as well as always, into our spine and back. So just take some big shoulder rolls, nice and slow. See it high up towards the ears. And then come back down towards our pockets. And take them in the opposite direction. Lovely. Take a deep inhale, reach up. Let's bend towards the left. So left hand drops, right arm reaches. We're expanding that right rib cage. Inhale through center. Exhale, other side. Inhale, center, come into a twist. We'll twist towards the left first. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center, reach up, grow tall, and we'll get into our flows. So I'll just move to the top of my mat here. Exhale, fold forward. Let your head and your arms just hang heavy. Press through the feet. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale to fold, let it go. Take enough bend in your knees so you can plant your hands and then step or hop it back to your high plank. Press through the hands, check in that shoulders are above the wrists. Fingers spread nice and wide. Press the earth away. Belly button in. And exhale, lower. Your knees can touch down first if you need to. Elbows hug the rib cage. Inhale, press up, up dog or cobra. And then tuck the toes underneath. Press it back, down dog. Chest reaches back towards the thighs. All right, we're gonna come into a low lunge here. So we're gonna come high up onto the toes and just step this right foot forward in between the hands. Left knee is gonna drop to the earth. And we're gonna come up here first. Now, depending on your flexibility, you may want to grab your blocks or our first movement here. So you can set them on either side of your legs. These blocks have different heights, so use them as you need. Now we've come into this low lunge, but we're actually going to scooch the right leg forward so we can get our toes up off the earth, heel is down, and then try and get a nice straight left leg here. So we are coming into this half split. Now we're going to be flowing in and out of this half split, doing a couple different things here. So your hands can be on your hips. Hands can come down to your blocks as you need them, or you can challenge yourself, take your hands up towards the ceiling. I'll just bring them down to my hips so you can see what I'm doing. So this low or this half split portion here, we're going to shift our chest forward with a flat back. Once you get to the point where your spine wants to round, pause there. We'll hold for 6, And then inhale, rise up. Keeping your heel where it is. This will probably feel a little bit awkward, but we're going to come into that low lunge. So I don't have a straight leg. That's perfectly all right. I'm focusing on my left hip here. Hold again for 6. Good. We're going to repeat for 3. So I'm going to straighten, lift my toes again. Send my chest forward. This is where you can use those blocks if you're not already. Chest towards the toes. Hold for 6. And if you need to, keep those hands on the block. Bend it to the knee and hold for 6. Last round. Straighten it up. Toes up. Chest forward. Hold. Rise up. Bend into that knee a little bit. If you got your blocks in the way, set them off to the side so that you can plant your hands and scooch that right foot back. Press through the hands, hips up and back down dog. Chest to the thighs. Let's come into the other side, high up onto the toes. Left foot steps forward. Drop the right knee. Come up, scooch. All right, and just before you start, kind of give yourself a little bit of a time to focus, see if one side feels a little bit more stable than the other. You didn't use a block on the right, you may find you need it on this side, and that's perfectly all right. All right, when you're ready, exhale, come forward, and again, holding 6. Inhale, rise, bend into that knee. And straighten it up, grow tall. Exhale, send the chest forward. Inhale, rise, bend into it. Last set. Whoop, almost fell over. Chest to the thighs. Straighten. Bend. All right. Plant those hands. Oh. Send that left foot back, down dog. High up onto the toes. Take a nice bend in your knees so you can hop or step or float to the top of your mat. Feet about 2/5 apart, forward fold. Let everything hang heavy. Inhale, take that half lift flat back. Exhale to fold. And slight bend in the knees. Inhale, rise up, reach up, grow tall. Exhale, hands through heart center. We'll take one more breath. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, fold, let it go. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Deep bend in the knees, plant the hands, step or hop to float it back, high plank. And press the earth away, shoulders above wrists. On an exhale, lower to the earth. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. All right, high up onto the toes. Our right foot's gonna step to the outside of our right hand, so it might be off the mat a little bit, and you can adjust. Option 1 here is to lower this left knee to the earth. And we're gonna come into our lizard pose here. So I'm gonna roll onto the knife edge of my foot, so my big toe is up towards the ceiling, and my knee is opening up to the side here. Couple options here. We're gonna hold this one for a little bit. So you can stay right here if that's enough for you. You can grab a block and lower to your forearms. You can completely lower to your forearms here. And in any of those options, you can always lift the back knee up. You may even want to just play with that back knee to see what happens with the hips when you lift as compared to being down. All right, if you're down on your forearms, come back to your hands, roll that right foot back to the flat, lift your left knee, step it back, down dog. Take a little walk here in your down dog. That was likely pretty intense on that hip if you were lifting that left knee. Good, chest to the thighs, high up onto the toes, other side, so left foot outside edge. Roll onto the pinky toe. And again, take a moment here, see what is working for you. I feel like this little hip is a little bit tighter today, so I'm going to use the block on this side just because it's going to allow me to be a little bit more comfortable here. And I'm trying to stretch the hips, but I don't want to tear them. So we don't want to overwork them or push them farther than they're willing to go today. Let's try lifting that leg up and down a couple times. All right, forearms are blocked. Release everything. Back to the flat of the foot. Lift that right foot. Oh, left leg back again. Take a walk. We are going to take a break back in our mountain pose in just a moment. So chest back to the thighs, high up onto the toes, bend into the knees. Step, walk, or hop, or float. However you can. Come back to the top of your mat. Forward fold, let it go. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale to fold. Bend into those knees. Inhale, rise up, grow tall. Exhale, heart center. One more inhale, lift. And exhale, fold, let it go. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. We're going to take one more little flow here. Bend into the knees. Plant the hands, step, hop, or float it back. High plank. It's always really nice, even if you can't hold it for very long, to take a few moments. Check in that you got your alignment proper here. The more we practice proper alignment, the easier it'll be to, muscle memory to settle in there. All right, exhale, lower to the earth. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And exhale, down dog. All right, we're going to come up high onto the toes, and we're going to send this right foot back. This is just helps with setup, I find. Bend into that right knee. Start to draw this right leg towards your chest, coming into that plank. And we're going to settle that shin almost parallel to the mat if we can. So this is our pigeon pose here. Now, if it's more comfortable to have this foot towards your hip, feel free to bring it there. But see if you can scooch the shin somewhat parallel. The more flexible you get with your hips, the more it'll come forward. All right. We're going to stay up high for just a moment here because we want to check in with our hips. And you'll notice I have a reasonable gap in between the floor and my glutes here. So if yours is quite high and you're tempted to sink down into it, set a block under your right glute instead. And that'll just help you maintain the posture. If you feel like your muscles and your joints are strong enough to maintain this lift, you can take the block out. But if you do find you're sinking, pop that block back under here. All right, you're welcome to stay up here, or you can come down to your forearms if you want that block under your arms as well. You could put your forehead on the earth or on your fists as well. And as you kind of lie here, take some deep breaths. Inhale, send that breath into the right hip. And as you exhale, just let that hip know it can relax. Release some of the tension and set a little bit more comfortably into the posture. All right, wherever you're at, we're going to press back through our hands. Now, to come out of this, we still want strong hips. So tuck that left toe underneath, press through your hands, lift your left knees, try and lift that right leg, and then push it back, three-legged dog. Good, plant the foot, take a walk. And then we'll come into the other side, so high up onto the toes, left foot back this time, bend into the knee, hover it forward, drop it down. Unflex the back toe. And again, if you found your left hip was a little bit tighter when you did the lizard, it'll likely be tight going in this direction as well. But see where your edge is today. Can you lower to the mat? Can you keep this left hip lifted? And again, deep breaths. Breathing in through your nose. And just seeing if breathing out through your nose or your mouth helps you relax deeper. Good. Slowly press up from where you are. Again, tuck that right foot underneath, lift the knee, press up, kick it back, plant it down, take a walk. Let's just take one last Vinyasa flow since that is part of our focus today. All right, high up onto the toes, bend into the knees, step, hop, float it up, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rise up, grow tall. Exhale, heart center. Inhale, rise. And exhale, fold, let it go. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Deep bend in the knees, plant the hands. Step, hop, or float it back, high plank. Check in. And then exhale to lower to the earth. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Chest to the thighs. High up onto your toes. Bend into your knees. Step or walk it forward, but not coming into a forward fold, coming into this little froggy squat so we can roll back and roll all the way onto our back. Let your head rest on the earth. Take your feet out nice and wide and give those knees a couple windshield wipers. It's always nice after we've done some static holds with the hips to give them some movement. All right, knees back to center. Walk your feet as close to your bum as it's comfortable for you. Perhaps your fingertips can tickle your heels. If that's really uncomfortable for your knees, though, walk the feet out a little bit. Excuse me. All right, press into your feet and your hands. We're going to press the hips up towards the ceiling and just hold here. We are stretching the back, but you should feel a little bit of stretch, kind of that reverse stretch in your hips as well, because we're pushing with our glutes. And slowly roll back down. Lovely. Give your knees a little hug. Roll in some circles. And we're going to roll up, find that comfortable seated position. Grow tall through the spine, shoulders away from the ears. We'll finish today's practice with 2 deep breaths. Inhale, lift the arms up overhead. Exhale, heart center. Inhale, lift. Exhale, heart center. And let your thumbs just rest against your chest. And I thank you for joining me on the mat today. I hope to see you again soon. The light in me sees and honors the light in each of you. Namaste.